Well, hi guys. We're continuing on today with our amazing journey into the land of linear equations, and today we're going to rearrange some formulae in linear equations. Okay? So, that's going to be some fun, and let's get into it straight away. Right. What have we got here? We have to rearrange each formula to make x the subject. In other words, guys, we have to solve these equations for x. Now, the reason that you might find these a little bit more challenging, a little bit more yucky, some might say, is because there's a big mixed bag here. We've got pronumerals all over the place. In fact, the first question, part 1a there, you can see that there's no numbers anywhere. It's all pronumerals everywhere. So we just have to keep our eye on the ball, and the ball is solving for x, okay? And then it's the same principles we've been using all along, exactly the same principles. In the second one there, you can see we've got some y's and x's. So what we have to do is just keep our head and solve it for x. So we'll have, in this case, we'll have an x on one side and everything else on the other side, if you know what I mean. Yeah, because there's not just numbers going to be on the other side, there's going to be pronumerals as well. Okay, let's hit the road. Part A. Now, we've got y equals mx minus L, and the question tells us we've got to make x the subject. Okay, so if you don't mind, I think I'll rearrange it. Yeah, we'll leave the x term till last, and I want to rearrange the equation so that mx minus L is on the left. So I've just swapped sides. That's all I've done. Now I've got to solve this for x. So if x, I think the left-hand side is going to be the x side, the right-hand side is going to be the everything else side. So first of all, I can see that on the left-hand side, L is out of place because it's not an x, so I'm going to add that to both sides, seeing that it's a minus L. There we go. Now I'm going to clean up, cancel, and do a clean-up line. There it is. Now, what do we have left to do when we've got m times x equals y plus L? Well, the opposite of times is dividing. So I think we should divide both sides by m. Let's do that. There we go. And cancel. Very good. And clean-up line, x equals that. Now you see the right hand side's got nothing but pronumerals everywhere. Don't worry, we triumphed, okay? And we got the answer all along by using the same principles and remembering all the time that we're just trying to solve for x, okay, Mr. Box? Thank you, Mr. Box. Now, let's have a go at the next one, buoyed with the victory we've just had with the first one. Okay, now, have a good look at it. See if you can work out a bit of a strategy here. I think those brackets are a bit annoying, actually. So I think probably what we need to do is just multiply those brackets out, because there's going to be the second term in the bracket on the left is going to give us a 10. Can you see that? 2 times 5. And the second term in the bracket on the right is going to give us 6. That's 3 times 2. So there's a number term coming from each side of that equation. So there's going to be some collecting of like terms, and I think the best way out of that mess is to just multiply the brackets out and then just sift and sort as we go from there. Wouldn't you agree? Good. So let's go. That's 2 times x gets you 2x, and 2 times 5 gets you 10, equals, now, 3 times y gets you 3y, and 3 times 2 gets you 6. Now, I'm saying that's going to be our x side, the left-hand side, and that's going to be our everything else side, the right-hand side. Do you agree? Okay. Well, now you can see what belongs where it is and what doesn't belong where it is. Okay? So what would you suggest first, guys? Well, I think I'd like to take the 10 away from both sides because it's plus 10 on the left-hand side where it doesn't belong, so I'm going to minus it from both sides. So there we go, I've done it. Now what's the right-hand side going to come to? Yeah, it's going to be that. Now, let's cancel. Good. And we can do a clean up line. Now, you tell me what you think that right-hand side is going to become before I put it out there. Have you worked it out? Good. All right, let's go. 2x equals 3y minus 4. Did you get that? Very good. Now, what do we do now, guys? Yes, we've got 2 times x. We should divide both sides by 2 because dividing is the opposite of multiplying. And what do we get? Yes, we get that. And what does that equal? Yes, it equals that. Now, come on, we're going to cancel now. Excellent, okay? And we'll do a clean-up line, and I think that's our answer. Are you there, Mr. Box? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Box. There it is. Okay, there's our answer. And it was quite easy, wasn't it, when we multiplied all those nasty brackets out? Very, very good. Okay, now I think I've got another 2 for you. All right, what have we got to do here? For each of the following, make the variable shown in the brackets the subject of the formula. Well, let's have a look at A. We've got to make L the subject. All right, that's what we've got to do. So let's go for it. I've actually reversed sides for you because I like to have the thing I'm solving for actually on the left. It's just a little thing of mine, okay? Now, we've got to solve it for L. So the L side is the left-hand side. The other side gets everything else, okay? So, what needs to be moved? Well, I think the 5 does, don't you? Because it's not an L. No, so we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. Let's do that. 5L plus 5, take away 5, gets M minus 5. Good. Now, we can do our cancelling now, and then a nice little clean-up line. Great. Now, come on, you know, what do we do now? Of course we do. We've got 5 times L, so the opposite of multiplying by L, by 5 I mean, is dividing by 5, and let's do that. Good. There it goes. And the right-hand side becomes M minus 5 over 5. Now, please, if you have the temptation to cancel that 5 on the numerator on the right with the denominator on the right, please don't do that because that doesn't work, not at all. That M minus 5 is a little unit which they belong together, okay? You cannot cancel one of the 2 terms by itself. So, let's cancel the left-hand side though. We can do that. The 5's go. And what are we left with? We're left with L equals M minus 5 over 5, and I think that just might be our answer. Thank you, Mr. Box. Now, that wasn't so bad, was it really, guys? That was fine. I think it was anyway. Okay, one more to go now, and we'll let you go after that. This one looks a bit tricky. We've got to make, what do we got to do? We've got to make U the subject. Gracious. Well, I've just reversed the sides for you because I'm trying to get at U. That's the one I've got to solve for. So it's buried deep amongst some stuff. So let's just whittle away at it line by line, and I think you'll find it's not so hard to do. First of all, I think we should multiply both sides by 2. Don't you? That would get rid of the 2 on the bottom, and that would be a very good thing. That's on the bottom of the left-hand side. So let's do that, shall we? Good. I've done it to both sides. Now we can cancel the 2's, top and bottom 2's on the left. Good. Now clean up line. There we go. There it is. Okay. And now what should we do? Come on. Don't make me do all the work. You have a think about it. What should we do now? Well, there's a couple of things we could do. We could multiply that bracket out on the left, or what do we? Oh no, that's probably the best way, I think. Yeah, let's just. Oh well, no, it isn't. Look, I'm getting myself confused. Or we could divide both sides by t. That's right, which is what I've decided to do. Okay, that's an equally good way to do it, and you'll get the answer both ways. Okay. Now, There it is. I've divided by t on the left, and let's divide by t on the right. And cancelling the left, I get that. Okay? And just cleaning it up, that's what I get. Now, all I've got to do now, guys, is, remember, we've got our eye on the u. So what doesn't belong on the left? That's right, the v doesn't. So we're going to subtract that from both sides. Yeah? Let's do that. There it goes. That's the left-hand side. That's what that becomes. And the right-hand side becomes that. Cancelling on the left those v's and cleaning up, we get this. And that's good enough for me, guys. Hope it's good enough for you too, Mr. Box. There you go. There is the answer. Now, you could have got that answer the other way by multiplying that bracket out. Right up there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines above, or just where I said divide both sides by t, you could have got the right answer by multiplying that bracket out and still persisting with that approach, and it would have got you the answer just as well. Okay? Alright, so that's how you do it. It's just really the same kind of thing as what we've been doing all along. Okay? So, I think Mr. Lightbulb's got something to say to us. Hello there, what have you got to say to us today? Do you see the light? Yes, well, we do actually. We're seeing it very brightly. Thanks for pointing that out. And to you who've been watching this and taking it all in, you're a star. You really are. So that's great. And thanks for listening. I hope it's been of some help. You can always go back and have another look if you feel that there's something you didn't quite get. Okay? Thanks again, and bye for now.